Hey guys, man, I'm struggling, guys. I'm gonna try to get through this, but I'm just not feeling good. But I just feel bad. I kept rescheduling. Maybe I should have just rescheduled for Monday or Tuesday. How's everybody doing? I don't even know if anybody's here. Oh, thanks, Nina. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Jahara. Well, as you can see, the pictures, his booking pictures, and then Kristine's autopsy report. Um, oh shoot, I forgot to do the. Hold on one second. I forgot to add the uh watermark. So somebody shared it with me. Hold on, let me add this really quick. Hold on. Like I said, I had requested it what, like last month or so. Remember when I told you about it and they denied me because they said it was on appeal. I requested, like, pictures and documents and stuff from the case. And they said, well, they couldn't because it was on appeal, so they denied me. But somehow she was able to get them. That's what I'm saying. It's not consistent the way. It's just weird how file requests work. But she got them. I don't really know her real name, but she has her watermark on the pictures, which you'll see. Hold on, add new. She wants to remain anonymous to me, which is fine. I get it. Oh shoot, hold on one second. Why is that doing that? Hold on, I'm trying to add a watermark on it. She told me to add a watermark on the that I could add my own watermark on the autopsy report, but she has her watermark on the picture. So that's, if you see that watermark, that's not mine, that's hers, the person that shared them with me. Oh, well, thanks for joining, Taylor. Oh, I am gonna do a goal though. Hold on. To help with sorry guys, I am just so exhausted. I'm hoping next week I'll feel better. I just feel so crappy. So I'm gonna try to get through this. I'm gonna do a goal though. I got to. The sooner I get closer to the goal, the sooner I could put in that, send the check to whatchamacallit for the next stuff. I don't want to send it early this time because then, I got it early last time before I even got the donation. So then it looks like, I don't know, somebody in comments, I was kind of going back and forth because they're like, well, are we going to get our money back? It's like, well, no, that was for, I ordered those other ones early before I even made anything close to the donation. So that's towards that. So this time I'm just going to wait till I get it. And if people can't see that I just ordered them, so you guys didn't have to wait, didn't even come close to getting the amount. The phone calls we already listened to. All right, hold on a second. I want to do a goal though. Hold on. If you guys want to help, this will go towards the next batch of calls. If you guys want to help, sorry if I'm a little blah. Like I said, I do not feel good at all. Um, but I didn't want to keep you guys waiting any longer. Hold on. I'm just gonna set up a goal while people come in. Um, And then I'll put just gift card. I'll just put, you guys understand what it is again. Oh, I still have to pick a giveaway from the last one. I will do that when I'm feeling better. I promise. I'm not, everybody else has gotten their stuff except Lisa because I haven't got an email from Lisa. I still have not gotten an email, but everybody else has gotten it. I'm not, you guys, you'll get it. Don't worry. I have you guys screenshot from last time. I just have to put it in this week. I'm sorry. I have barely had any energy. I'll just put entered into a gift card, enter in. And if we make it this time, there'll be I'll be able to do two drawings. The ones from the last that participated in the last one, I'll pick the next live, and then if we make this one, I'll be able to do 2 in one video. It's a 25 dollar gift card. 25. Anyway, okay. So we got pictures and autopsy report. I did go through the autopsy report very thoroughly because I was trying to figure out the injuries and if they were compatible with that rod. Remember, there was that thing where they didn't even say for sure, like the state went during the trial, they kind of insinuated that maybe it was used for that. Remember the rod, the curtain rod, that they kind of insinuated that he stuck either up anally or vaginally. And I was trying to really go in depth and looking up all these medical terms and what causes this. You'll see I put all kinds of notes on the autopsy report, like, can this, I even like got specific, can this injury be caused by the because I want to know. I'm just like, that's it's horrible. I'll tell you my conclusions as we go through it. You guys, I mean, other people may have different conclusions, and if there's doctors in the house, maybe you guys could help me with it. Uh, but I know they never said for sure. They insinuated that that could have happened, but they did. I don't think that they ever knew 100% sure. That's probably why they weren't able to say for sure if it happened. So I bet you a doctor might not be able to say for sure anyway. But um, like I said, I have a little bit of a opinion after going through all the medical thing. Well, I mean, I'm still kind of on the fence, but there's certain things that, well, you'll see. Do you want to go through the pictures first? Kate Core, what's up, girl? I was gonna text you. I was like, I haven't talked to Kate Core in a minute. Wonder how she's doing. I was like, I gotta text her. How are you? That's a good point. Did it? I don't know, Kate Core. They didn't say. What do you know about that? I mean, I watched the trial when they showed she had it. You remember the uh, person had it that was on testifying. She had it and she brought it, in a bag. I don't know because that would really tell, huh? I don't know. It doesn't say. I mean, that would be separately. That would be under like evidence stuff, which I don't know if they're releasing that yet. The specific evidence. All they released was, well, they did Kristine's autopsy and the booking pictures. That would tell. But didn't they make it seem like that it could have happened? Well, they should have been able to tell if there was that on there. That's a good point. Thank you. Oh, thank you. And thank you, Jenny. Hey, yeah, you'll be in the next one too. In the giveaway that I still have to do. I'm gonna do it next. Like I said, I am so, I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, they were. Yup. Okay, so we'll look at the pictures first, and then because I bet you there's some people that just want to see the pictures and don't want to see the autopsy report. So you could see the pictures, and then I'll should do the autopsy report. I think the autopsy report is pretty interesting. They did a toxicology, and like I said, all the injuries and stuff. Which, regardless, if he stuck that rod up with her, he beat the crap out of her. Which may, ugh. Anyway, all right. So let me move this over here. Yeah, she's got bruises all over her body. Contusions, hemorrhages, internal stuff where like he had to have did it hard because there's internal contusions and hemorrhages inside of her. And uh, yeah, it's pretty bad. And this is Kristine, not Diane. Now she's gonna have all that because he ran over her. But this is Kristine, the one that he partied with and was at the bar with and had sex with and was hanging out with. Didn't run her over, so that means he did this with his hands or whatever. All right, let me share. Oh, let me bring up my YouTube real quick in case if I need that. Okay. All right, so let's do the pictures first. I'll just do them in the order that I downloaded them from her. Like, oh shoot, I share the wrong screen. I'm so used to sharing the one screen. I've been doing it different if I have to oh, if I have to read. So I could like look in front of me when I read. Okay. To share this screen. Okay. Okay. So, I don't know where I'll start with this one. Like I said, this isn't my watermark. It's the person that shared it with me. She put her watermark. And thank you to the person that shared it with me. I don't, like I said, I don't know her personal information. I just, she didn't want to share that, which is fine. I just wanted to remain anonymous, but this is her, I don't know if that's her watermark. I don't know if that's her YouTube name watermark or not, but, okay. So here is, remember he was wearing the, that guy's clothes that he broke into the house. So here is what he looked like going into jail. But there's more close-up pictures, so I don't know what that is. Because he changed clothes and showered after the murder, so I mean, it wouldn't be blood. Plus, I don't think well, now knowing, like, how beat up Kristine was, then maybe there was blood on from that murder, but with Diane's, he, strangled her basically, but then when he put her out, where he ran her over, it's not like he picked her back up. So like yeah, he wouldn't have really had that much blood on him anyway, if you think about it. Um, but so yeah, Arsending. Wait, what? Arsending? What does that mean? Arsending? Maybe that's a typo. If there's anything you guys want to see, but they zoom it, they take up close up pictures anyway with all the parts, but there's the hot guy that everybody wants. I'm sorry, I don't I know other people there are people that do find him attractive, like I said. Younger pictures, I could see the appeal. He was a kinda cute guy with, the dimples, younger pictures, but here, I don't find him attractive here at all. Really bad skin, but hey, I mean, he's got probably from they were snorting coke, so that's probably why his nose is all sore right there. He's got chapped lips, freaking here it is, girls. This is the man that you guys obsess over. It's everybody has their own taste, I guess, but I just I don't know. I don't find him attractive like at this point in his life. Um, but like I said, everybody has different tastes. So yeah, his eyes are kind of close together, huh? I mean, he does have, some cuts and stuff on him, but I'm not sure if 'cause I mean, he was talking about how he had that cut from when he was doing push-ups on the cement and then it broke open. And you gotta remember, he was, running from the police all day. He was probably jumping over fences. He was in bushes at one point. So I'm not convinced like all these scratches and cuts is necessarily from any of the attacks. I mean, probably some are, but I don't know. Some could be from him trying to hide places. I don't know. But he's got a little cut there. Um, looks like he bites his nails. Um, I don't see anything major. Does that say love? Yeah. Love what? I forget what his other hand says. Okay, and then now he does have some cuts, but see, that does look like a cut that could be from doing push-ups out on the cement. I could see that. That would be where you would get it. Or like falling on the cement and trying to like catch yourself. So I mean, it's hard to tell because he was. I think at one point he was hiding in bushes. I think he jumped a couple fences. So I mean, and then who knows when he did get arrested if they slammed him on the ground like they do with some people. They put him on the cement, which he has some abrasions on his stomach. I think that could be from that. I don't know. But I mean, we won't ever really know what's what. He's got a blister there and a blister there. And he's got like a little thing there. Wow, those are all tight. Those handcuffs. Why does that make me happy? They look pretty tight. Yeah, just a couple of blisters on the inside of his hands. A little mark right there. Oh, yeah, wait, the arrest footage was on camera. We did see it. You're right. I forgot about that. I forgot there was a video. So you're right, they didn't. Did we see exactly? I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I watched it. Did we see right when he came out of the house though? Or I remember I'm picturing right now, I could remember him by the car, but I'm trying to picture like him by the house. So maybe if that's the case, if you're saying it, because I can't remember the specifics right now of when he came out of the house, I guess we could look. But if that's the case, then on his stomach, yeah, that wouldn't be that. So he's got that could be from like shoes or something though. I don't know. On the backs of your ankles, I'm trying to think what would like wrong size shoes. Was he wearing that guy's shoes? It almost looks like he's got, like, a really bad complexion on his legs, too. Does that look like bumps all over, like red bumps? It's hard to tell because the hair. I don't know, it kinda looks like a little bump like, big, like, bumps on his skin. Huh, I don't know. I don't know what the point of that picture was. It doesn't even show, like, I guess the back of his head. And then he's got another thing I noticed is a lot of his tattoos suck. They're really not very good. I'll show you a couple that I'm talking about. I'm like, wow. When you look up close of them, like, who did he have do some of those tattoos? Because they're not very good. Like, I mean, what is this supposed to be? I don't know. But that isn't even the one I was talking about. He's got a little scratch right there. Like, he's got this usually happens from shoes, I feel like that, that rub up against there, but I don't know. There's a scratch right here. I mean, because you know that they put up some kind of fight, the girls, but I don't know. I mean, if depending on how he did it, yeah, he's got a bunch of red marks, or I don't know if those are pimples or red marks all down his legs. Yeah, there's something right there. So, what does that say? Cold? 31. wonder if a lot of these are prison tattoos, because prison tattoos are usually they're not the best quality because they use what they got. They don't have very much the right stuff to use. But yeah, I think he shaves his arms, it look like, doesn't it? He doesn't have any hair on his arms. Looks like he shaves them. No, there's a watermark. It's the person's watermark that gave him to me. She put her watermark on it because she's the one that got these. She just shared them with me. She was nice enough to share them with me, reached out and shared them. So yeah, that's her watermark. And then on the report, she's the one that got the report too, but she told me to just put my watermark on the report. So when we get to the report, it'll be my watermark. But yeah. There's a scratch right there. Couple scratches. He's got a lot of freckles on him. Um, yeah. There's a scratch. Looks like a scab right there. Wait a minute. Is that a woman with a look? And that's another woman with her boot, like she's sucking on it. It looks like. Is that what's going on, or am I imagining? Doesn't that look like a woman's face? And then that's the woman's. Huh. Wow. Oh, wait, Gidget. These actually are good compared to the other ones that I'm talking about. Like the big one on his back is horrible. Like horror, like I'm like, whoa, that like, oh my God. He probably did never could see it very good. It's on his back because if he could be able to see it, having something that big on your back, it's not very good. I'll have to get your guys' opinion. All right, now we could see this. Oh no, it's on the other side. So I don't know what this is. That's not a very good hand. Some eyes. I don't even know what it is. It's got, oh, it's a hand with a rosary on it. This is a naked woman. She kinda looks like Amanda. Kinda looks like Amanda the girl. I know it's I mean, obviously he had these before I even knew Amanda, but doesn't it? Where's the Sublime tattoo? I don't know what's up here. Here's the shoes that he had on, and I'm guessing these are shoes he probably took from that house. So they probably were too tight on him, I'm get maybe, and it rubbed on his ankles. Well, I don't know, cause I don't know, how much would he have actually wore? There's his belt. So he's got vampire good looking lady with blood dripping, Houston. I don't know, like devil, and I don't know, like what's all this? This looks like a start of a tattoo that never got finished, that needed to be filled in. Um, yeah. See, look, he's got a little bit of like a that's what you would imagine, like if you're like your stomach is on the cement, like with a shirt on, right? But I don't know. It's like or like rug burn or something. That could be from like being crawling on the cement. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hide away from police. It really could be. I'm trying to think how like, what could cause that from an attack? I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess anything. Yeah, I guess her because remember, he freaking put, like, a comforter and sheets and kinda wrapped her up and Kristine, remember? And then he tried to drag her to his car and he left her, like, right in the hallway, like, half inside the bedroom because he couldn't get her out. So, I mean, I guess anything. And now knowing how much he, like, beat her up, like, you would think there would be I mean, I guess there's a little bit of marks on his hands, but maybe he used something, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that's, like, the same one at 31, I don't know. Mm. I just don't know what you guys want me to zoom in on or for how long. What's that say? I don't know. Cut or wait, nut? I don't even know what that says. Huh. He's got a lot of marks on his feet. Mm. Yeah, he does. He's got like almost like rug burn down on his stomach. Oh my god. Hmm. Wonder what do you guys think that would be from? Oh, he shaves his why does it look like he shaves right here, but then not right there? Huh. Is that lips right there? Oh, yay, Rebecca. Don't zoom in where? Thanks, Taylor. Your opinion on his current status in prison? Oh, like if I agree with it or oh, from about you think? Okay. With the belly button? I don't know. What do you mean? Um, I mean, I think he's on confinement. Like he's not get I mean, we could see he's not getting phone calls or anything. He's just in confinement from all the disciplinary reports. Is that what you mean? Yeah, no calls of it. No, I agree. Are you asking if I agree with it? I mean, I think it's right. He needs to follow the rules. He keeps not following them. I mean, it's a lot of the same stuff, really. These pics. I mean, this is the one. I don't know. I think this is horrible. Like I'm actually not that bad of a drawer anyway, but I feel like like I definitely could draw better than that. But I mean, I feel like anybody could. Like, look how bad that is. Look how the lettering is horrible. I've noticed actually the lettering in on all of his stuff's really bad. Like when it's written out, it's not good at all. But what does that even say? Purple haze? That's horrible. It almost looks like it says perpy. Like that L and the I or that L and the E. Like, I don't know. It's just bad. Love. Not very good, I don't think. I wonder if he was able to see it. He's got his this looks like a scar right here. Got some pimples on his back. You know what's weird? There's a picture and it's free. It was freaking me out. Not freaking me out, but it's trying to make sense out of it. I'll show you when it comes up. It goes from one picture to the next, and you could tell it's the same part of the back, but these two, I think there's two pimples that on one picture they go away. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm like, what is going on? See if you guys could figure out what the heck. Hold on, it should be coming up. Where are your brows at? Well, I mean, the person sent me the pictures, okay? I got denied, so no, I mean, to each their own. I'm not like bothered. I'm just trying to focus on the pictures. I don't want to start, don't try not to start no drama over it. We got the pictures. Let's just focus on them, please. Oh, that's how drama starts when there doesn't need to be any, you know? Got something that I got denied on. We're able to look at them. You guys are here to look at them. Just whatever. Look at the pictures. You don't have to focus on the watermark. Anyway, so yeah, there's his back. um yeah, I'm just not in the mood. I'm sorry. I'm just so freaking I don't know. I'm tired, exhausted. I'm not in the mood for any drama right now. Sorry, guys. I almost wonder if I should have rescheduled, but no, I mean, we could still look at the pictures. You don't have to I don't have to be in a good mood to look at the pictures. Anyway, oh, I do want to read through the autopsy report. I actually took a lot of time going through all the terms and adding notes. There's like a little abrasion or whatever. What would you call that right here too? So I don't know. I mean, that could be from anything. I mean, who knows? Since we'll never know the freaking truth. He definitely's got marks all over him, scratches and cuts and stuff. So that's pretty big, actually. I think it's, wait, is it this? Hold on. It's not that one. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It should be coming up. Yeah, this is a scratch, scratch, scratch. The crazy thing is like, for instance, with Kristine, if he, attacked her and was strangling her and she was fighting back, you would expect, which I do think she was. I mean, I obviously she was. Everybody's gonna be fighting for their life. Of course, she was trying, but maybe she wasn't able to reach him because you would expect like like more scratches on his front, maybe. But I guess I mean we don't know. I guess how he came at her. I guess he could have came and like hit her with something over the head and knocked her out first or something. I mean, we don't know. So, but I don't there really wasn't any scratches on his chest. Arms, upper arms, I forget. Did we look at a close look at his upper arms yet? There's a scratch on his back. Is it that one? Right here, look. Watch. Same 2 pictures, right? Look. These pimples show up. Watch. What the heck? What I don't get it. I didn't do anything. I was just looking through him the other day, like going back and forth. I'm like, maybe this is a different part of his body. It's like, no, I mean, because you could see the scar right here. There's how many? We got one. There's like one, like 4 pimples that come and go. One, two, three, four. I don't know. Yeah. Got me. I don't think that cops would, or the people, I don't know. I'm not gonna think too hard on it, but there's a scar there, but that's obviously a scar that's from before, but there's a scratch right here. A scratch there. See, I would have thought there would be more scratches up here. I just wonder if he came from her behind. There's a scratch right there. Or if he hit her in the head first. I don't know. Who freaking knows? What does that say? Bread for, oh, what was that? Bread for war or something like that? Isn't that what it says? And what is somebody added put in the comments and I couldn't remember. Remember when we were reading that article, we were going through all the tattoos and the meanings and the NNMs. I forget what did that stand for, guys? NNM that he has on him somewhere because somebody was asking in the comments and I could not remember. Do you guys remember? No, I was saying I think it's bread for war. I mean, I remember that was one of the things that they had talked about. Oh yeah, I forgot it was 3 people because he attacked Mila too. Dang it. He just overpowers him because he's so big and probably, pretty strong. And oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I would that appears to be lips, but I don't know because it could be tricky once we see the whole if we would see the whole thing what it was. But yeah, they don't obviously they said they weren't gonna send the ones where he takes off his boxers. So settle down, everybody. They some things that, they don't send. But which I feel like he's an adult. I mean, well, I don't know. I guess not. I was trying to think like, should he have that right to like have that be private? But yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that that should be public too or no? Obviously, I wouldn't probably be able to show them on my channel anyway if they did, but I don't know. For educational purposes, I mean, you are allowed to show a lot as long as it's in the intent. Like you are allowed to show like body if it's like for education or like the intent of it if it's not for like for sexual or it depends on what the intent is because you can show some things. Like, do you remember that person that showed like their butt like yeah, their butt or whatever, like opened up everything. But it was allowed because they were doing it for like educational purposes. I forget what it was about, but it was allowed because it depends on the intent of it. So but yeah, I'm talking about what I'm asking though is do you think that the state, or where was this at? Fort Collins. Do you think they're, when you do a public records request or whatever, do you think they should be allowed to, uh you think that they should give him that privacy and not send the ones with his boxers off, or do you think it should be? I don't know, that's tough. I mean, I get why they wouldn't, but now when you think about it, it's like, I don't know. Look, that's again. I didn't notice that one. Watch. What the heck? Look at this. Oh, wait, hold on. Watch this, guys. Look down there. Oh, it brings it back. Okay, watch. See those pimples? Or why is it doing that? Hold on. I guess you have to just do it. Hold on. There. Watch. I guess when I zoom in, it don't work. Look. Pimples. No pimples. Well, there's still some. Oh, I didn't notice a pee-pee pants. I didn't even notice. What do you mean pee-pee pants? Like, wait, did it look like it was wet? I didn't even notice. Dude, look. Why I don't understand what is going on here? Why are why would somebody hide pimples? I don't know. There's an abrasion. Well, no, Becky, it's the same picture. I wish it would let me freaking zoom in, because when I zoom in, then that you can't tell the difference. I mean, you can right here. See? Now watch him go away. But see, it's not going to come zoomed in. I almost have to screenshot it bigger so you guys could see. But it's two of the same pictures. There's like that. I mean, she still has some, and then this is these right here disappear. But you could see how they could move when you just go this way. Like, look right here. Watch. You don't see that? Really? Anyway, I'll go back to that. I didn't notice the P. Sorry, I wasn't even, I don't know. Oh, thanks, Saucy. 51 months. Wow. And Gabby, thank you. So yeah, that looks like a rug burn type thing. Huh. I'm really confused right now. Oh, there's a scratch. Under that's his armpit, so it's like right on his chest, like right here. That is on his foot, right? I think that thing on his ankle, knee. That's his knee. Ooh, there's a bruise on his thigh. It's his outer thigh. Huh. I mean, I'm sure they were kicking him and stuff too. Scratch. Scratch on his foot. Foot. I don't know what that is. Foot, I think. Yeah, it's the back of it. Like his foot's right here. It's heel. I don't know what they're showing here. I don't see anything. I mean, I see that looks like a beauty mark. I don't know. Who knows? What is that? I can't tell where that's at. Oh, okay, there's a little bit of scratch. See, the scratches are a little bit harder to see on him with all the tattoos. So he does have some little ones. Yeah, see, he does have some on his arms. Not a lot. Here's that one and then this one. It's just they are way harder to see because his tattoos. Look. Wow, that one goes all the way around. It almost looks like there could be one. This one is pretty long too. Huh. Ah, he's got one on his eye. Yep. That beautiful I'm sorry. Oh my god. That look how bad that's written. It looks like it says perpy. Oh, that does not look like a E, and that's not a very good L. That's not a very good T. Yeah. Wow. Wonder if he was disappointed when he saw that. I mean, it's probably hard to see, it's on his back, but man, I would be mad if I freaking had to live with that on my back and probably spent like 100 or so bucks on it. This is what is this? I can't even tell where it's at on him. Where is that on him? His thigh? I am trying to figure this out. Yeah, it's gotta be, cause look. It's gotta be his thigh. Huh. Hi, Meryl. Yeah, no boxers. I get the no boxers, but I'm trying to figure out if it's the front or back of his thigh, because that's bruise. There's a little maybe bruise or something right there. There's a little bruise, something right there. Oh, what is that? Yeah. What is that? It looks like a pimple or something, or like a blister, because it looks like it has something in it. It's like all white. So I'm saying it's hard to see the stuff on him because of all his tattoos. Yeah, there's a little scratch, scratch. What's it? Oh, bread. Bread for war. That's what it says. Did I already say that? Yeah, you could see it now. Bread for and then war. But what does the NNM mean again, guys? Remind me. I forget. I know we've talked about it and I cannot think NMM. Not remember, I think it was the thing where the person that was analyzing the tattoos said it could stand for two things. He wasn't sure. Could be one of two things, and I forget what it was. Oh, here's another one, like bruises or something, or little like scratch bruises. What the heck is 31? That's the 31 again. Remember he told her that that was the number I had just clicked. When he was talking to Robin, he said, or was it Sarah? Now I can't even remember which phone call that was. Sarah, it was Sarah. He said, or was it Robin? I don't know, but he said he always picked the number 31 after she was talking about Ted Bundy, right? And he said, "Oh, well, I always pick the number 31 for my sports." Think about it, and we were all trying to figure it out. And it does, it looks like a Michael Myers mask. So, does that have something to do with Michael Myers? No more money? Is that what it is? No more money? That's very perfect then. Yeah, he told her to think about that number, but that's interesting he put it on like a Michael Myers looking mask. So it does make me think it has to do with bodies or something or killing. I don't know. And then we got the blistered foot. Oh, look at that scratch on his knee. It looks more prominent there, but is nice. Oh, Jason. Sorry, it is Jason. I don't like I get those sometimes I mix up the names. It is Jason. Yeah, it's Halloween or Friday the 13th. I used to I love those movies. The Michael Myers and Halloween and Friday the 13th movies. I like Michael Myers better than Jason movies, I would say, because it has like a better storyline, with his sister and him escaping the mental facility. Did you guys see like the ones where what's his name redid them where he's like younger? Those were good. Wow, this is his other foot. It's got blisters all over. Oh, wait, could that be? Oh, Halloween. But that would be Michael Myers. Huh. I don't know. I don't I still have no idea what he was trying to say with it. But why do I feel like because the way he is, if whatever she would have said she thought it meant, oh no, she did say a couple things and he said no. Because you know how for the finger thing, he said yes to Sarah saying somebody in the divine, and he said yes, it was waving to Robin, it was to Robin. So it's like whatever they think it's for them, then he just goes along with it. Like it's personal to a whoever get like has a thing. Um Oh, I guess it could be Friday the okay, since I mean, Michael My or Jason is Friday the 13th movies, so if the I guess it is the 31 backward 13, 31 backwards, but that's just stupid. Like, why not just make it 13? Like, why do you oh, it's oh, I mean, I it could, or maybe he did that to I don't know, because like I said, yeah, that is a Jason mask, and he has the Friday the 13th movies, 13, 31. But didn't she say well, no, I don't know if she didn't guess that, did she? But that's all the pictures, guys, for him. I'm just curious, there's what, 2 or 3 pictures where the pimples are, like, photoshopped. Not my doing. Do not know. Alright, so let's do the autopsy report real quick. Hold on, let me see. Let me talk to you guys for a minute. See who's on here before I start that. Man, my eyes are so tired. Yes, that is. But remember, Cosmo, that guy said there's 2 different meanings. There's that one, which he thought that that was the meaning, but remember he said it also could be this, and I have to find that article. Oh, okay. Okay, guys, let's go over this. Now, all the stuff that you'll see added, like I put a couple, I think there's 3 pictures, diagrams I put on. I added all those and the notes I added to this because I was trying to make it so it's more understandable. So I took like 2 days of like looking up different things with this like medical stuff so we could figure out stuff. Okay, so let's go through it. This is Kristine's. She didn't have Diane's, she only had Kristine's autopsy. Um, but I did request Diane's because then it's like, okay, so they denied me, but I guess maybe it's available now. So I requested it. So just to see, I don't know what I mean, that one, I don't really I mean, we kind of know what happened to her. The reason I think Kristine's is more interesting because like I don't know, there was more of a mystery like with the rod and you know did he beat her up? See, with Diane, since he ran her over, like we're gonna expect to see all these injuries, so we don't actually know what he did, with his hands to kind of see like, I mean, running her over, that's a freaking monster, but like that's gonna kind of I don't know how to word it, but I ordered it just to see if it's not too much money, but if it is, then I don't even know if it'll be worth getting, but it might not be. Um, okay, so let me move this over here. Okay. And for some reason, because I asked the person that sent it to me, I said, "Did you redact the name or did they redact the name?" Because I've never seen them redact a a person's whole name that's not a minor, but she said that that's how it came. They redacted her whole name for some reason, but this is Kristine's. Um, oh, okay. So 35-year-old white female found Monday, October 7th, 2019 at 4:13 p.m. Date of exam is October 8th. Manner of death is homicide, asphyxia, and compression of neck. But you'll see some of these other injuries have been known to cause death in itself. Some of the other, like him, blunt force trauma, like those alone have caused deaths. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, he messed her up. So, yeah, the cause of death was the asphyxia, but some of these other injuries were so bad that they have in the past have caused death. So, it's like these blunt force traumas. So, he freaking, ugh. Anyway, okay. So, location, they redacted all that. Injury at work, no. Okay. Well, I guess I could exit out of this until I do my notes, but I have all my notes over there. Okay, so age 35. Oh, we just went over that. Yes, toxicology. Yes, histology. Yes, neuropathology. Okay. So, so for external examination, the body is received sealed in a white body bag with lock number 2339693. The body is that of a well-developed, well-nourished 66.5 inches, 152-pound white woman who appears the reported age of 35 years. The body is covered by a white sheet and is refrigerated, well preserved, and not embalmed. The hands are each covered by white arrowhead forensic bags. The body is received unclad. A necklace is around the neck. A contact lens is on the left cheek. The scalp is covered by up to 26 inches in length, brown and yellow hair in a normal distribution. The irids are brown. A contact lens is in the left eye, and we know the other one is on her cheek. A fake eyelashes is on the right eyelid. The corneas are cloudy. The sclera are white. The ears, nose, and mouth are normally formed. Both earlobes are pierced. The nasal septum and nasal bones are intact. Several teeth are remotely absent, which I found that kind of interesting. I don't know if that was already done or they don't really go into if they're saying that she lost them in the injury, like from, him hitting her. I don't know, but that's all they ever say about the teeth. The remaining teeth are natural and in good repair. Because the fact that they say several. So I don't know. It's very interesting. Okay. Let me make this a little bit bigger. I guess I won't because it doesn't. Okay. The neck, chest, and back are symmetrical. Nipples, breast have no masses. The abdomen is soft. The external genitalia are those of fully developed adult woman. Pubic hair shaved on the sides, trimmed on the center, 5.5 centimeter skin tag on the medial and inferior aspect of the right buttock. The extremities have no congenital deformities. The joints are not deformed. The arms have no track marks. The fingers have long artificial nails. The artificial nails of the second and third fingers of the right hand are broken, and only fragments of the artificial nails remain. So the artificial nails of the second and third fingers of the right hand are broken. Okay. The toenails have red nail polish. Patches of skin slip are on the medial and superior aspects of the left thigh. A polychromatic tattoo of flowers is on the left lower aspect of the back. A tattoo of a tribal design is on the lateral aspect of the right leg. The deceased is visually identified by comparison to her Florida driver's license by Detective Bell and investigator Cole, whatever, IABT. Evidence of injury, head and neck. You know what I started doing, and it became too much, and I was just because I'm not feeling good, but I started. I'll show you. I was gonna make because they don't put a diagram on it, so I started making one. I never finished it because I couldn't. It was just hard. I don't know. And if I was feeling better, I might have finished it, but I just was. Hold on. Hold on. Let me bring it up real quick. Hold on. Like I said, I only got through a few of them. but I'll try to pull them over. I just wanted to bring it up so I have it. And then if, okay. Okay. So red purple discoloration is on the forehead, a 6 centimeter irregular dark purple ecchymosis, which ecchymosis is, I looked it up, it's a bruise. So ecchymosis, pronounced ecchymosis, is the medical term for a bruise. A bruise or contusion is skin discoloration from damaged leaking blood vessels underneath your skin. Even though there's blood pooling underneath your skin, you won't have any external bleeding unless your skin breaks. So they're bruises basically when you see ecchymosis. So ecchymosis, so she has a 6 centimeter irregular dark purple bruises on her lateral aspect of the left side of the forehead. So here I'll show you. Here's the thing. I tried to like do a little diagram, but it was hard getting these arrows, and I was just they were moving the wrong things, and like I said, I was getting so annoyed. But left side of her forehead. Oh, I have it. See, I even have that pointed in the wrong thing. Because when I was freaking moving arrows, that the other ones were moving. Shoot, that's supposed to be right here. I don't know, but hold on. Let me move it over. I'll wait till I go through more. Okay. Ecchymosis. So another bruise measuring up to 2 centimeters around both eyes, which are more pronounced on the medial aspect of the right upper eyelid. Petechia are on the conjunctive of the upper left eyelid. The conjunctivae, whatever, however you say, of the medial aspect of the left eye and the left lower eyelid have up to 1 centimeter ecchymosis. The right upper eyelid is swollen. Bruises are on the right eye surrounding the iris and on the conjunctive of the right upper and lower eyelids. Dark red purple discoloration is on the bridge of the nose. So these are all bruises. So she had right here, the bridge of the nose, all around her eyes were bruised. This one was swollen. The right eye was swollen. They said it was more pronounced, like right here where the upper eye. I looked up like certain terms where the upper eyelid meets the lower eyelid right there in the middle. It was really bruised, and I think it might be a hemorrhage. I forget if it was a hemorrhage or a bruise right there. And around her eyes were swollen, down her nose bridge was swollen. Her cheek was bruise on her cheek, another little bruise right there, a bruise that reached all the way down to her right side of her chin. She had a bruise on her left side. She had a bruise up. I think these were hemorrhages. Wait, hold on her, either hemorrhages or hemorrhages. These two were hemorrhages on the scalp when the reddish colors of the hemorrhages. So those were hemorrhages. She had a hemorrhage right here. She had 2 bruises on her neck. She had another little bruise right here. And there's more bruises all over her body, but I only got this far because I was trying to move these arrows and everything was moving, and because I wasn't feeling good, I just never finished. But oh yeah, I guess I have them labeled. Duh. So yeah, a 4 centimeter bruise on her cheek, interior aspect of both sides of the neck. 1.2 centimeter abrasion on the lateral aspect of the left side of her chin. 1.2 centimeter bruise on the left side of her chin. The lateral aspect of the left cheek has a 5.5 centimeter purple discoloration. 6 centimeter dark red purple bruise on the left side of her forehead. Bruises up to 2 centimeters around both eyes, more pronounced on the right upper eyelid where the upper and lower eyelids meet. Right upper eyelid is swollen, a dark purple bruise measuring 11.5 centimeters, extending from the right cheek to the right side of the chin, more pronounced under the right eye. 1.7 centimeter bruise on the side of the neck. And that's as far as I got. Okay. So, but like I said, she's got it all over her. So he just internally and everything. I don't know what he did to this poor girl. Anyway, so yeah, the dark red purple discoloration on the bridge of her nose, bruises up to 2 centimeters on the upper frenulum. So now the inside I wasn't able to mark. So the frenulum, if you guys remember, where do I have it? Right up here. The frenulum is that piece that connects right there. You know, that little piece of skin under your mouth. And I'll thank everybody for super chats if I miss you after I go through this because I get sidetracked. So I'll go through them. Well, thank you. So there's that. I will definitely see them in after or when I take little breaks. But the frenulum was 2 centimeters bruise on the frenulum of the upper lower and the upper lower lips of the upper and lower lips, which are more prominent on the right and on the mucosa of the right cheek. So that's the inside of the cheek. The mucosa is like the inner lining of the cheeks and stuff, and like gums and whatever. The posterior aspect of the left earlobe. Oh, so I have notes. The posterior aspect is rearward back or back surface of the earlobe, distinct from the interior of the front surface. So it's like the back side of your ear. She had a bruise or abrasion on the back left earlobe. The lateral aspect of the left cheek has a 5.5 centimeter purple discoloration. The left side of the chin is a 1.2 centimeter bruise. The lateral aspect of the left side of the chin underneath the angle of the mandible has 1.2 centimeter abrasion. Round bruises are on the lateral aspects of the left cheek and the interior aspect of both sides of the neck and measure up to 0.4 centimeters. A dark red purple discoloration measuring 11.5 centimeters extends from the right cheek to the right side of the chin, more pronounced underneath the right eye. A blue brown bruise measuring 1.7 times 1 centimeters is on the right side of the neck, which is 4.5 inches below and in line with the right external auditory meatus. So it's like I was learning all kinds of different things. So it's like 4 inches below, like right here. So it's like down. So if you go the right side, if you go like 4.5 inches down, so it's like 4.5 inches down from like right here. Anyways, the subgaleal hemorrhages are on the left frontal scalp and are up to 8 centimeters. So that's, where I marked it right here, the hemorrhages, 8 centimeters. And then subgaleal, what does she have a note? Subgaleal hemorrhage is a collection of blood in the subgaleal space, a potential space between the scalp's outer layer and the skull's inner layer. And then because it's so she had those hemorrhages on the posterior aspect of the left parietal occipital scalp and are up to 7 centimeters. So I just wrote a note. Refers to the back of the head. So the ones that had where she had 7 centimeters hemorrhages, it's the back of the head, specifically where the parietal and occipital bones of the skull meet the scalp, covers that area. The region is located above the neck and below the top of the head on the left side. So it's above the neck and below the top of this. So it's right where the neck and the head, like right down here. So she had a hemorrhage there. She had hemorrhages on the frontal and parietal scalps and are up to 9 centimeters. The frontal scalp is the area of the head covering the forehead, while the parietal scalp is the area above the ears and on the crown of the head. So here she had it on the front. And then she had the same hemorrhages on the bilateral temporal scalp, which refers to both right and left sides of the scalp in the temporal region, right here. This is our area located on the sides of the head, extending from the hairline down towards the temples. So right here, she had hemorrhages, hemorrhages in both temporalis muscle. Both sides of the tip of the tongue have hemorrhage that measures up to 2 centimeters. Now, I'm guessing he's strangling her and she's trying to breathe and open her mouth, and she's probably biting her tongue because, imagine some of the reactions you have when he's trying to strangle her. And even like him, the blunt force trauma can make you probably bite your tongue. But she had hemorrhages on both sides of the tip of the tongue. A layered dissection of the anterior neck reveals 4 centimeter subcutaneous hemorrhages on the right side of the neck, overlying the right sternocleidomastoid muscle. I have a thing right here. Wait, where's that at? Why is that so blurry? Oh, that's later. Okay. Oh, here's the steroid. Oh, the steroclide muscle is right here. It's this muscle right here. If you could see, I added these pictures to show you guys. So these muscles right here on the neck. So she has, where are we at? Hemorrhages on the right side of the neck overlying, so on the right side of that muscle, the right one. And then 1.5 centimeter, so that's 4 centimeter one, and then a 1.5 centimeter subcutaneous hemorrhage on the superior aspect of the left side of the neck, overlying the muscle on the left side too. So it looks like the right side was worse. Remember, the right eye was swollen. There was more bruising on the right side. It was more pronounced on the right. She had the right bruise on that muscle is like 4 times the size on this than on this muscle. Um, what does it say? And subcutaneous soft tissue hemorrhage on the superior aspects of both sides of the neck. Hemorrhage is on the fascia of the anterior aspect of both the muscles. Let me see if that shows fascia. I guess it doesn't show that. Anyway, a 1.5 centimeter hemorrhage is in the anterior aspect of the right that muscle. Hemorrhages on the superior bellies of the bilateral omohyoid muscles. Hemorrhages is on the bilateral sternohyoid. Is that on here? Yeah, right here. So right there, there's hemorrhages right there. And thyroid muscles, which is, oh, that is what I just did. No, right here. So yeah, so there's hemorrhages like up here on, wait, which one did that say? Thyroid. Hold on. Yeah, thyroid and sternothyroid. Sternothyroid's right here, and thyroid's right there. Okay, so right here and right here, she has hemorrhages. But that's, I mean, he strangled her, so hemorrhages in the cricothyroid membrane, which is right here. So all down her neck, basically, where right here in the middle. The surface of the right lobe of the thyroid gland has a 0.6 centimeter hemorrhage. The right lobe of the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland's right here. So the right lobe, the right side, it seems like her right side got it the worst. And then torso. The medial and most superior aspects of both sides of the chest have up to 1.5 centimeter bruises and dark red purple discoloration. Dark red abrasions measuring 0.5 centimeters and 0.4 and 0.5 are on the superior medial aspects of the left side of the chest. The left inguinal region has red bruises measuring 0.8 centimeters. And now I'll show you where that's at. Where do I have a picture at? Hold on. I could only put picture right here. So she has bruises right here on these sides. Sorry, I was like, there's only, I guess I should have put it right there. Anyway, where are we at? So yeah, so she has, I guess it's, no, I guess she has it on the left side. She has a red bruise on the left side, the left thing, that inguinal region. And 1.6 centimeters dry yellow abrasion is on the inferior lateral aspect of the right side of the abdomen. And then she has a subcutaneous hemorrhage on the superior medial aspect of the right side of the chest, measures 3 centimeters. The right pectoralis major muscle has a 0.9 centimeter hemorrhage. The pleural surfaces of the upper lower lobes of the right lung have up to 3-centimeter bruises. The pleural surfaces of the lower lobe of the left lung have up to 2-centimeter ecchymosis. So her lungs, which remind me, I didn't get to that. I wanted to look up that. I'll go through it and then maybe I'll go. Surfaces the upper lobe have up to 3, because I want to know what would cause that. I didn't get to that part. I missed that. Hold on a second. I just want to look it up now because we're talking about it. And okay, so I put what would cause that for this part right here. I put what would cause the pleural surfaces, the upper and lower lobes of the right lung. Hold on, I forgot to. I forgot to write the ending. So it says, what causes the pleural surfaces, the upper and lower lobes of the right lung to have 3-centimeter ecchymosis? It says the bruises on the pleural surfaces, the lining around the lungs, suggest bleeding within the pleural spores, also known as hemothyrox. Most common cause is chest trauma, which can be blunt or penetrating. Examples include blunt force trauma, motor vehicle accidents, falls, or sports injuries can cause rib fractures or lung injuries that lead to bleeding into the pleural space. But remember, she didn't have any of this. This is from her getting blunt force trauma by him. So blunt force trauma in the chest is causing this. Penetration injuries, stab wounds, gunshot wounds, injuries from medical procedures can also result in bleeding into the pleural space. Wow. Yeah. So blunt force trauma to the chest is basically what they're saying, with all things considered. Yeah, there's other medical things that cause it, but when you take everything into consideration, this is from her, this instance. Okay, so anyway, all right. So I'm sure that's the same issue with, lower left lung, same thing, blunt force trauma. All right, the peritoneal cavity contains 15 milliliters of liquid of clotted blood. I guess I did miss some of the stuff. See, if I was feeling better, I wouldn't have probably missed this, but let me look up the peritoneal cavity and see what that is. Peritoneal cavity is a space between the abdomen bounded by the. Oh, yeah, no, I know what that is. I did do that. That's why I put this right here. That's right. So, and I don't know why it became blurry, but the peritoneal cavity is all this area that's yellow. So that was filled with blood, okay? 15 milliliters of liquid and clotted blood. I'm just looking to see what could cause that. Because I didn't go that far. I don't think I did. I don't remember. I did that one 2 days ago. The presence of blood in the peritoneal cavity, known as whatever, is considered abnormal and can cause various factors. Okay, let's see. Causes of this: traumatic injuries, including blunt trauma, like car accidents. Do you know how freaking, we know she didn't get in a car accident, or penetrating injuries that damage organs or blood vessels within the peritoneal cavity. So we know, I'm trying to see what organs are in there. What are those? That's the liver, right? I'm not good with anatomy. I mean, somewhat, but I forget where all the organs are. Yeah, so blunt trauma, more blunt force trauma, basically. And they compare it to a car accident. So it's pretty severe freaking blunt force trauma that has to happen for this crap to happen. Makes me sick. So bad that her internal was bleeding. All right. Yeah, that would have been the liver. So wait, hold on. We got kidneys. Um, oh yeah, I guess I knew where everything was. Gallbladder, okay. Pancreas. Well, that might be the I don't know. What I was just trying to see is if because I'm still trying to conclude if that pulsing with him sticking it. Anyway, we'll get to that part and see what I'll show you what they said, but we're not there yet. Okay, so a 2.5 centimeter bruise is on the posterior surface of the caudate lobe of the liver. A 5 centimeter hemorrhage is on the serosode of the right side of the transverse colon. So she's got hemorrhages on the colon, bruises on the liver, bruises on the lungs, blood is filled in this cavity right here. Okay, so the underlying mucosa is intact, free of lesions, and contains feces without blood. A 1.3 centimeter area of up to 0.8 centimeter bruises is on the posterior aspect of the vaginal opening and is located from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Bruises that measure up to 1.3 centimeters are on the mucosa of the posterior wall of the anus, are located from 5 o'clock to 6, 7 o'clock, and extend up to approximately 2 centimeters above the anal orifice. So she's got bruises all in her anal area, vaginal area. A 2.5 times 1.3 centimeter bruise is on the anorectal mucosa, is located from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and is 7 centimeters above the anal opening. A 1.8 centimeter laceration with surrounding bruises is on the posterior aspect of the left ovary. This is like, okay, so the bruising and stuff around the anal and vaginal, like that's one thing, but they say that could be from rough sex. So, I mean, but I do think he did something to her after as he was killing her. I do. Um, so I think he forced himself, and I don't know why from reading this, I feel like that he did. But the fact with her ovary, and that's what I looked up, the ovary having bruising, and then there's something else. Her ovary ruptures, and I actually put in a specific thing is if she's penetrated from something external, or I forget how I worded it, but can that cause the ovary to bust or whatever? And they said yes, it could. There's two things that answered yes, that could cause that. It's not for sure, but the fact that she's got bruises on her ovaries, one of them ends up or a cyst ends up being punctured and ruptures. I don't know. She's got bruising on her bladder. She's got bruises. Anyway, uh, where are we at? Posterior aspect of the left ovary, and communicates with a 1.3 times 0.5 centimeter cyst-like activity with rough lining. Soft tissue hemorrhages on the posterior surface of the bladder. So she got a hemorrhage on the bladder, a 2.5 times 1.5 centimeter faint bruises on the posterior aspect of the bladder. Extremities, a 2 centimeter faint purple bruises on the lateral aspect of the left arm, which is 4.5 inches below the left shoulder. The medial aspect of the left arm has a 3 centimeter subcutaneous hemorrhage. The antecubital fossa has a 2 centimeter subcutaneous hemorrhage. The dorsal aspect of the left forearm has 1.5 centimeter hemorrhage. Dorsal aspect of the left forearm is the back or posterior surface located between the elbow and the wrist. So it's like the back side of your arm right here. So she had it on her left side. The 3 up to 2 centimeter green bruises are on the posterior and medial aspects of the right arm. And then a 0.5 centimeter abrasion is on the dorsal aspect of the right hand, which is the back side of your hand. A 0.5 centimeter is on the right tricep. Isn't the tricep this, I think, right? Or wait, what is isn't it this muscle? Hold on. I know this. Triceps, I usually know. That's why I didn't look it up. Now I'm having a moment where I'm doubting myself. Triceps are there. Triceps are right here. Okay. Um, so where are we at? 2 centimeter. Um, a 1.5 centimeter hemorrhage on the dorsal aspect of the right forearm. The front of palm side of the hand is referred to as the palmar side, and the back is called the dorsal side. But she had it on the dorsal, well, at least on this part, it says dorsal aspect of the right hand. A 0.6 centimeter dark red purple bruises on the interior aspect of the left thigh. So the interior, and then a faint purple bruise is on the interior aspect of the left thigh. I already just said that. And faint purple bruise measuring zero point 0.6 and 1.5 centimeters are on the lateral aspect of the left thigh. So this part right here, the anterior superior aspect of the left thigh is the front and upper portion of the thigh. She has the bruise. And then what does this one say? The lateral aspect of the thigh refers to the outer part of the thigh, specifically along the outside of the leg between the hip and the knee. So she has them on, like, basically on the upper inner side and outer side. There's some bruises. Um, the faint purple and slight green bruise measured up to 3.5 centimeters on the left leg. Underneath one of the bruises on the left leg is an 8 centimeter subcutaneous hemorrhage on the left shin, a 1.5 centimeter hemorrhage on the fascia of the anterior aspect of the left tibia, a zero point 0.7 red pink bruise on the medial aspect of the left ankle, 1.2 centimeter red pink bruise on the dorsal aspect of the left foot, 2 up to zero point 0.5 centimeter subcutaneous hemorrhages on the interior aspect of the left thigh, faint blue hemorrhage or faint blue purple bruise measuring up to 3 centimeters on the anterior aspect of the right thigh, zero point 0.6 centimeter on the right knee. The right knee has subcutaneous hemorrhages measuring 2 centimeters, 3.5 centimeters, 7 centimeters. So there's all three. There's one of two, 1.3.5 and 1.7 centimeters hemorrhage on her right knee, a 2 centimeter area of up to 0.6 centimeters, dark red purple bruises is below the right knee and has underlying subcutaneous hemorrhage measuring 2 centimeters. Oh, that's why I have it here, because it talks about this. So the left inguinal, which is right here. So the left side is right here, has two faint green brown bruises measuring 1.3 centimeters and 3 centimeters. Faint purple green bruises are on the right shin and the medial aspect of the right leg, measures 3 centimeters. So all those bruises, I mean, inside and out, they already said. I mean, they talked about liver, bladder, ovary, lungs, and then all, like, what, legs, arms, chest, freaking feet, everything, man. Face. Internal examination. The ribs, sternum, clavicles are intact. Diaphragm is not elevated. Um, so all this, I'm not going to read it all, but it's basically saying everything's in normal positions. There's no excess fluid or adhesions. The pericardial sac has no excess fluid. Peritoneal cavity has no adhesions. Injuries of the neck have been previously described. The large vessels of the neck are unremarkable. The hyoid bone and thyroid cartilage are intact. Sometimes it doesn't. When people are strangled, sometimes the hyoid bone breaks or whatever, but that's intact. The cricoid cartilage, epiglottis, and vocal cords are unremarkable. Tan brown thyroid gland has normal size, shape, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so everything is good. Vertebrae intact. Posterior neck reveals no hemorrhage or abnormality of all the muscles or soft tissues. The spinal cord is intact, free of lesions. The heart is 310 grams, normally positioned. So no blood, no thrombi, emboli. Okay, so this is just everything's normal on, like, some of this stuff, the heart and stuff. Okay. Um, the right lung is 570 grams, left lung is 490. The uninjured portions of the surfaces are red, pink, and to purple because we know there is some injured parts of our lungs. Um, okay. So that's all good. Okay, so the liver has 1320 grams, smooth, glistening capsule. The gallbladders, whatever, is good. Mucosa, whatever. Okay, the esophagus is not dilated, no stenosis. Stomach is normal size and shape. I'm gonna just skip stuff that's all normal, like the, intest or the organs and stuff, because we already saw the stuff that was not good. So everything else is pretty good. So I'll just name the stuff that's wrong. Okay. I don't know if this is the lymph nodes of the neck are up to 2 centimeters, have tan brown homogeneous cut surface. I think that means it's okay. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Okay. Okay. Says injuries to the scalp have been previously described. The skull's intact, has no fractures. There is no epidural or subdural hemorrhage. The brain is 1450 grams. Okay. Okay, so now histology. Vagina has mild subepithelial chronic inflammation, patchy submucosal hemorrhage on the vagina. Um, which would I put? Oh, I put a note. It says so that vagina patchy submucosal hemorrhage observed in an autopsy refers to bleeding that has occurred beneath the surface layer of the vaginal tissue, appearing in scattered or uneven areas. Meaning, hold on. Meaning, in the context of autopsy in a forensic setting, the presence of submucosal hemorrhage in the vagina can be significant as it indicates injury or trauma to the vaginal area, potential causes and interpretations. So I'm the one that I just Googled all this information. So because it says it, and it's like, what does that mean? And I wanted to know more. So it says, potential causes and interpretations. Trauma. This is common cause of vaginal submucosal hemorrhage and it can result from various sources like falls, high impact sports, or vigorous sexual intercourse. In cases of suspected sexual assault, I'm going to have to open this up. Hold on. Because it doesn't show it all. The sexual assault, the hemorrhages, along with other injuries like lacerations and bruises, could be considered as evidence of trauma. Okay. Anus. Mild sub Oh, wait. Yeah, that one doesn't. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, there's more. Okay. So the partially denuded epithelium in the vagina, I looked up what that meant and it said, in context of the autopsy results, vagina partially denuded epithelium refers to an area in the vaginal lining where the outermost layer of cells has been removed or shed. Here's a breakdown of what that might indicate in an autopsy. Denudation, the term describes the loss of the surface layer, such as the epithelium, and can be caused by a variety of factors. Epithelium, this is the outermost protective tissue layer lining the vagina. Partial denudation, this means that only some of the epithelial layer has been removed or damaged in the specified area. Possible causes and considerations: trauma, forceful sexual penetration, or injuries caused by foreign objects can result in denuded epithelium, especially in areas like the posterior, blah, 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 all this other, it's naming a bunch of different spots. And then it brings up other things like it could be infectious, inflammatory conditions, low estrogen, just a bunch of other stuff that can cause that. But everything taken in consideration, I'm trying to piece together all these little things if it could be true that he stuck that thing in her. And this is one check that it could be a cause of it. Forceful sexual penetration or caused by foreign objects. It will shed for some reason when foreign objects are, I don't know, sheds or something. I don't know. Okay. And then anus, mild submucosal edema with associated extravasated red blood cells. So of course, I looked that up, what that means, if that could, what. So says while an autopsy report provides detailed findings, interpreting these findings requires consideration of the entire report and the deceased medical history. However, some general possibilities for this finding in the anus include minor trauma, mild edema, and extravasate red blood cells could be a result of minor trauma to the anal area, potentially occurring before or during the time of death, or could be inflammation from other causes. Okay. Um, and mucosal autolysis petrification with accompanying bacterial overgrowth. Now I looked up the bacterial overgrowth and they say that that could just be from uh decomposition, and you can't really tell unless if they do like in-depth studies to tell the difference if it was something going on with her body or if it's just from her decomposing. So that's why I'm not really focusing on that part, because that could just be that. Okay, anorectum focal submucosal muscularis hemorrhage. So of course I looked that up. And it says autopsy meaning anorectum focal submucosal blah blah blah. Okay, refers to findings observed during a postmortem exam, specifically in the anorectal region. The findings includes focal hemorrhage, meaning localized bleeding within the submucosal and muscularis propria layers of the anorectal wall. Interpretation of autopsy findings. Focal submucosal or muscularis hemorrhage. This indicates bleeding in the deep layers of the rectal wall, specifically the submucosa and the muscularis propria. The submucosa is the layer beneath the lining of the rectum, and the muscularis is the muscle layer. Significance. The presence of focal hemorrhage in these layers suggests potential injury, damage, or disease affecting the blood vessels within these layers. Now, like I said, why I don't think it's disease is because it's all of this stuff. So all of this stuff together, because of what happened, I mean, with the information we have, it's more likely an injury, I think, than any of the other like what do you call it, like normal type things that could be up, not normal, but not like trauma or whatever. Because I mean, look, just trauma vaginally, trauma anally. You tell me she has all these random like medical problems, or it's because of probably the most I can't even think of words right now, but I think it's the trauma for all this. I really do. And we know how he likes the butt. I mean, think about it. Of course he did something to her. I really do think he did something to her after or during her death, anally. Anyway, says the presence, oh yeah, potential injury, damage. Okay, so possible causes: trauma, injury to the anorectal area can cause bleeding within the walls. And then there's underlying conditions called angiodysplasia, whatever, tumors. But we see there's no tumors. I mean, they didn't say there's any tumors. So I do think it's injury that he caused. Okay, so next we have, that's that one, right? The left ovary, hemorrhagic corpus luteum cyst. So I look what that causes of that. So it says the hemorrhagic corpus luteum cyst. Normally I'll do better at pronouncing these and I'll look up how to pronounce them, but you know what? Since I'm freaking so tired, I didn't get that far. So who cares if I don't pronounce them right? Okay, so in the left ovary, it means that a cyst filled with blood was found on the left ovary, specifically within the corpus luteum. Here's a breakdown of the terms. Corpus luteum, this is the temporary structure that forms in the ovary after ovulation. It produces hormones like progesterone, crucial for preparing the uterus for pregnancy. Corpus luteum cyst, sometimes the corpus luteum doesn't shrink as it should after ovulation and a cyst develops on it. Hemorrhagic, I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna look that up because it's so much. That word is a lot in this. The corpus luteum is the specific type of corpus luteum cyst contains blood indicating bleeding within the cyst. The bleeding can be triggered by things like exercise, intercourse, trauma, or pelvic exam. Significance in an autopsy. While these cysts are often harmless and go away on their own, in some cases they can rupture, leading to bleeding into the abdomen and pelvis. If the bleeding is severe or causes internal bleeding, it can be significant in finding the autopsy and indicating potential complications, even cause of death if the bleeding was severe enough. Okay. Now, autopsy found blunt force injuries of head. So, autopsy findings: blunt force injuries of head, torso, and extremities, multiple bilateral bruises of skin, blunt force injuries of head, subgaleal hemorrhage in both temporalis muscles, compression of neck, hemorrhage in the subcutaneous tissues of the muscles of the interior neck, right sterocleidomastoid in the bilateral omohyoid, sternothyroid, and thyrohyoid muscles. Blunt force injuries of the torso extremities, patchy subcutaneous hemorrhages. I'm going to see what contusions of lungs, liver, and serous of the transverse colon. So, oh, I did get this. See, I was on it. I looked up the liver. Oh, that was the lung that I looked up earlier. Okay, so let's see. Liver contusion or bruise indicates injury to the liver caused by blunt force trauma. Key meanings of liver contusions at autopsy. Sign of blunt force trauma. Liver contusions are a common finding in autopsies, particularly those involving blunt force trauma to the abdomen. So we had blunt force trauma to the head, to the such as motor vehicle accidents, falls, or assaults. They are most commonly injured internal organ and blunt force abdomen trauma, potential contribution to death. While minor contusions may not be life threatening, severe liver contusions can lead to significant internal bleeding and shock, which can be fatal. Correlation with other injuries. Liver injuries, including contusions, are often associated with the abdominal injuries. An autopsy helps identify, document these co-occurring. Okay, and then I looked up contusions on the lungs. So I did look that up. Okay, let me see. I know I looked it up just when we were reading the other ones, but let's see what this. I'll read it. Maybe I have more here. It says contusions in the lungs are significant injuries that can have serious implications, especially in trauma cases. Here's what contusions in the lungs mean in context to autopsy. Injury to lung tissue. Pulmonary contusion involves damage to the lung tissue, specifically to the capillaries and alveoli, tiny air sacs responsible for oxygen exchange, but without a complete tear or cut in the lung tissue itself. Bleeding and fluid accumulation. The damaged capillaries leak blood and other fluids into the lung, accumulating within the alveoli, and interstitial space. While associated injuries can be the cause of death, pulmonary contusions can directly contribute to mortality, accounting for a significant portion of trauma-related deaths. So that's what I was saying. Some of these could have caused her death. It was so bad. I feel like, okay, so that, and then we have the serous transverse of colon. So that means that there are bruises or hemorrhages on the outer layer of the transverse colon. Contusions of the serous of the transverse colon, especially in blunt trauma cases, can occur due to blunt trauma, injuries that cause sudden increased pressure or shear forces within the abdomen, such as a form of seatbelts or car accidents, or direct blows. The presence of contusions on the serous suggests blunt abdominal trauma. And then we have soft tissue hemorrhage on the posterior surface of the bladder, and then bruises in the mucosa of the bladder. And that says the soft tissue hemorrhage on the posterior surface of the bladder indicates bleeding into the tissues located behind the bladder. This is significant finding that requires further investigation to determine the cause and its role in the death. Here's a breakdown of its potential meanings in the context of an autopsy. Possible causes, interpretations: trauma, blunt force trauma, impact of the abdomen or pelvis, such as from a fall or motor vehicle accident, can cause damage to the bladder and surrounding tissues, resulting in hemorrhage. Penetrating trauma, gunshot wounds or stab wounds to the lower abdomen or pelvis can also cause injury to the bladder and lead to hemorrhage. Or medical procedures. So I think she did have blunt force trauma to the pelvic area, the abdomen, the head, the chest, all of it. Okay, here we go. Blunt force injuries to the external genitalia, right here, and anus. Bruises on the mucosa of the anus and anorectum in the posterior aspect of the vaginal opening. In context, finding of bruises in the mucosa of the anorectum, meaning the lining anus of the rectum, indicates presence of bruising or blood leakage within that tissue. This means blood vessels have been damaged and blood has collected beneath the surface of the mucosa. Here are some possible interpretations, meanings of this finding in an autopsy. Trauma or injury, direct trauma to the anal region, including accidental or intentional injury, can cause bruises. Then there's surgical procedures that could do it, and different other diseases and stuff. And then I wrote trauma to the, wait, which one do I have that? To the vaginal opening, same thing. It just evidence of injury, trauma. It can indicate that some form of injury or trauma occurred in that area. Okay. Hemoperitoneum, ruptured cyst, right ovary. So it ruptured, right? Yes. Oh, so I specifically asked, this is what this is answering. I asked, how did I word it? Can inserting a foreign object vaginally cause a rupture to cyst to the right ovary? So it answered, it says yes. Oh, no. I asked the hypoperitoneum. That's what I asked first. Sorry. Blood in the abdomen cavity. So I asked, can that cause that if somebody got inserted? Wait, hold on. No, I did rupture. Hold on. Oh, it's the same thing. Sorry. So I must have worded it ruptured cyst. Yeah, because that's what the hemiperonium, whatever. The blood in the abdominal cavity was from the ruptured cyst. But anyway, I asked if the ruptured cyst could be from somebody inserting something. It says yes. From a ruptured ovarian cyst on the right ovary can occur if someone inserted something into a woman's body, particularly if that action involves significant force or trauma to the pelvic area. Specifically concerning the insertion of objects, potential for injury. Inserting objects into the body can cause internal injuries depending on the object, the force used, and the depth of insertion. Ovarian injury. If the inserted object causes trauma to the ovary or the surrounding pelvic region, it could potentially lead to a ruptured ovarian cyst and subsequent hemoperitoneum, especially if the woman has a pre-existing cyst. And we know she does have cysts because I don't know if maybe I didn't read it, but it does. I don't know if we passed that and I just skipped it, or it does show that she does have cyst. Well, obviously she has a cyst, it ruptured, but yeah, so that one says yes, that could cause it. Mild aortic atherosclerosis, which that's not his cause. Bartholin's gland cyst, right there, ovarian cyst. Okay. Oh, so then I asked, these are all the answering if I asked about inserting anything. So I asked about the bladder. If the bruising and the hemorrhage on the bladder can somebody insert something vaginally, can that cause the bleeding to the bladder? And this is how I answered it. It says, based on the information provided, it is possible for hemorrhage bleeding to occur on the posterior surface of the bladder as a result of something being inserted into the vagina, but it's not a common or guaranteed consequence. Here's why. Vaginal foreign bodies and bladder injury. While the vagina and bladder are anatomically close, injury to the bladder from a vaginal foreign body is not a direct result of simple insertion. Indirect injury to the bladder from a vaginal foreign body can occur through perforation, which I was going back through and it doesn't look like there's any perforation. So maybe the bladder is blunt force trauma injury. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I could have missed it. But basically they're saying for that to have caused it, they would have had a perforation of the vaginal wall. Like it would have to break through the vaginal wall, I think is what it's saying. And I don't think that that happened, but I don't know for sure because all these medical terms. But anyway, so this involves the object passing through the vaginal wall and potentially reaching the bladder wall. If the foreign body is large and sharp or left in for a long time, it can cause ulceration, bleeding, and fistula formation, which includes a connection between the vagina and the bladder. A hemorrhage on the posterior surface of the bladder can be a secondary complication of vaginal foreign body if that foreign body causes perforation of the vaginal and bladder walls. So I have to go back and see if I didn't remember seeing the perforation thing. So I don't know. Maybe that wasn't the cause. But like I said, we know blunt force trauma. So the bladder thing could have been that. I don't know. And then I asked if the contusion, I already answered that one, didn't I? Yeah, I answered that one. Hold on. No, that was the cyst. Okay, so then I asked the contusion of the Sarasota of the transverse colon to occur as a result of the object being inserted into the woman's rectum. Because think about it, he could have inserted it in both, right? So I asked that, and it says yes, it's possible that it could have caused a contusion because she had that contusion. So I was like, could that have caused that? And it says yes, it could have. It says, and understand the anatomy and injury. Serosa is the outermost layer of the colon wall. Contusion. A contusion is essentially a bruise or indicating damage to the tissue without breaking the skin. In this context, it would mean bruising of the serosal layer of the colon. Transverse colon, this is the section of the large intestine that runs across the abdomen. Mechanism of injury, the rectum is the final section of the large intestine. And forceful insertion of an object into the rectum can lead to pressure on the surrounding organs, including the transverse colon. This can cause various types of injuries, including bruising of the serosa. Contributing factors. The severity of the injury depends on the object's size and shape, the force used, and the victim's anatomy. In the context of the autopsy findings would focus on detecting and documenting injuries to the body, including genitalia and other internal organs. And it says a contusion of the serosa of the transverse colon would be noted in the autopsy report. And it is. That's what I'm looking up. That's what I was asking, and it is. So that it is reported, but I don't know. It could be a blunt force to the abdomen instead, or it could be, some could be from the thing being put in her, and some could be from the blunt force. But we don't even know if he did do that as far as the rod. I don't know. I mean, but I was very interested in seeing if it was possible from her injuries because, it was talked about and in the trial. The trial was so freaking short. I wish it was a little bit longer, but it basically left us without the answer. Like it said, it insinuated that it could have been, but they didn't say if it was. Okay, so now I think I'm skipping all this. This is all the just brain stuff. I think nothing to really talk about in this. Yeah, there wasn't really anything in that. All normal stuff from the brain stuff. I don't think there's anything in this either. Okay, so yeah. Yep, no significant pathological changes. Okay. So now we're going to go through the toxicology. Let me just take a break. Sorry, I'm going so fast. I'm just, and I'm not really trying hard to pronounce the stuff right because I just don't. I'm just trying to get through the main parts, and it's hard sometimes to try to get your brain to pronounce these words right when you're trying to read a bunch. As long as you get the point of what it's saying, he freaking beat the crap out of her. Now, as far as the rod being inside of her, not for sure, but there are a couple things that could have been a cause for that. That's all. But there was some freaking force. There was some trauma. Like, I think I know they had sex a bunch that night, so I guess it could have like some of the trauma in her genitalia or whatever, some of that, like they say, could be, like forceful or, rough sex, I think. But I think it was too much. I mean, can't say for sure, and I don't even think they could say for sure if that stuff, like the trauma down there, was from like when she was alive having sex, and it was just like kind of more forceful type stuff or whatever you call it, or if he did do something while he was killing her or after. I mean, I don't know. I almost think he did something like while he was doing it. Like I think he was doing, and I don't know. I do. I think something happened that way, like either while he was killing her or after. But like I said, I can't say for sure. But what we can say for sure is he beat the freaking crap out of her, blunt force trauma. I don't know if he used something or if this was all from his hands. I mean, I don't know. But I think he punched her like in the abdomen, the chest, the head, bruised, freaking, ugh. Okay, so yeah, so she has a few drugs in her system, which I guess aren't that surprising because we know they were doing cocaine and um so she has alcohol, which I they do kind of explain like this, like different levels, but it was sucky to go back and forth, and I got a little bit more information when I just searched it online. So I searched all these levels online, and how much that really meant. So ethanol 155 milligrams per whatever I put, is that a lot? Is that a high level? It says, so it talks about a blood ethanol level of 155 milligrams is significantly above the legal limit for driving in the United States, which is 80 milligrams. So hers was 155 and the driving is 80, which here's what the level typically indicates: intoxication. This level of ethanol is associated with significant impairment of motor function, speech, and judgment. Individuals may appear drunk and have severe visual impairment. There's gross motor impairment and lack of physical control, blurred vision, major loss of balance are likely. Tolerance. An individual who can function relatively normally with a blood ethanol level of 150 is likely to have developed a tolerance to the drug due to chronic high levels of intake. Important to know, is crucial to understand that the alcohol affects individuals differently based on factors such as weight, gender, individual tolerance. Even at this level, some individuals may show varying degrees of impairment. And then I looked up the BAC 0.55, and it says that it's a high blood alcohol level and it's considered a lot. This level is associated with significant impairment and puts a person at a higher risk of negative consequences. So remember, these were her levels at the moment of death. You know what I'm saying? Because then when she dies, your body stops metabolizing all that. So when at that moment, this is what her levels were. Okay. Um, it says, yeah, it says the impairment puts a person at higher risk of negative consequences. In many countries, the legal limit for driving is much lower than 0.55. And then the United States, the legal limit for driving is 0.08. So she was like almost basically double over the limit at the time of death, which is equivalent to, to 0.08. And yeah, so yeah, it's okay. At this level, individuals are likely to experience slurred speech, impaired balance, coordination, poor judgment, slowed reaction times, nausea, vomiting, even potential blurred vision. Okay. Then we do amphetamines. So she had amphetamines in her system, 260 nanograms per milliliter. So I looked up if that was a lot. And it says, and these are blood tests, okay? You see blood. So I made sure I looked up blood. So blood test. Proposed blood cutoff values for amphetamines range from 200 to 600 nanograms per milliliter. Blood levels of 200 to 600, which hers were 260, have been reported in methamphetamine abusers exhibiting violent and irrational behavior. A single 140 milligram oral dose of MDMA, a type of amphetamine, resulted in a peak plasma, which a peak level of 260, which that was hers. Now, I don't know if she Did they really get meth that day? Because meth will show up as amphetamines too. Is it ecstasy? Did she just have a couple Adderall or a few, probably would be a lot more than a couple, but did she have some Adderall? Like, I don't know. Amphetamines, it could be any of that stuff, but it's saying it's a pretty good dose. I mean, because remember, this is the time of death, so I don't know when she took that. If she had taken that, because she was ready to go to bed. I mean, she was ready for sleep, so she probably took the amphetamine hours ago, whatever she took, I would guess. So, I mean, if it's already that low, imagine at the peak level what it probably was. That's how I look at it. Because she didn't take it right before bed, and she was ready. Remember, she's ready to call it a night, so she had to take that hours ago, and it was still at 260. So, okay, so then we got the cocaine. So hers were 250. And another reason I think this is a point, because this kind of shows what Wade probably had in the system. Wade probably had way more, because I bet you he did more than what she did, but he probably at least did as much as what she did. I'm guessing probably more. It says, okay, whether a cocaine level of 250 in the blood is considered a lot depends on the context of what you're trying to assess. The benzoglycine, which she has 1100, which it says those is important to note when discussing cocaine blood levels in context to drug testing. It's often cocaine metabolite that is measured because it stays in the system longer than cocaine. Median value in a study suspected impaired drivers, the median benzoglycanine concentration in blood was found to be 250. But hers is 1100, the benzo one. Values range into 29 to 2430. This suggests that the level of 250 is around a typical range found in population. But also remember, this is when she was done using the cocaine, ready for bed. From what I'm thinking is, wasn't she going to bed then? So I'm sure it was like a little bit, I don't know how long after that. You know what I'm saying? Well, with cocaine, I mean, it could have just been like a half hour, hour after, who knows? But says recent values 100 nanograms of milliliters are considered indicative of recent use. Okay, so yeah, she definite recent use. Then the coca-lithine that she had was 280, which that says is formed in the body when cocaine is taken in the presence of alcohol, which I didn't even know that. It is a psychoactive substance with effects similar to cocaine, but a longer duration of action. Regarding blood concentration, 280 of coca-silane elevated level. While studies show that coca-silane concentrations in blood can vary depending on the amount and the timing and alcohol use, 280 is higher than the mean of coca-ethylene level reported in some studies. For example, one study of patients tested positive for cocaine found a mean of 41 to 27. She had 280. They were partying it up with a range of 3 to 213. Significance. Even at low levels, coca-silane can contribute to toxic effects experienced by individual using cocaine and alcohol. While blood levels of coca-ethylene and cocaine may not always correlate directly with the severity of clinical manifestations, the presence of these substances in blood can still be an indicator of potential toxicity. Individual variation. It's important to remember that individual responses can vary based on factors such as metabolism, tolerance, and blah, blah, blah. But it says a blood concentration of 280 is a relatively high level, and any detectable concentration should be considered potentially toxic due to its psychoactive and cardiotoxic properties. Okay. And then the benzoglycine, which she had 1100, I actually specifically looked that one up, and it said is considered high, is a major metabolite of cocaine and is used to detect recent use. Therefore, a blood concentration of 1100 is considerably higher than the cutoff levels used in many drug tests. Scenarios suggesting a relatively significant amount of cocaine use within the detection window of a test. In conclusion, 1100 in blood testing indicates a significant high level of recent cocaine exposure. I didn't even look up the delta, the THC and stuff, but it does go through that stuff down here. So basically she had amphetamine, alcohol, and cocaine. And I guess a little bit of weed, not too much, I don't think it came out to be. Oh, this is about, because I was like, the meth, which I knew it came up with amphetamine, but I just wanted to be able to give you guys a a thing to read since I'm not good with my words, but so when you ask if amphetamine will show up if they're using meth, crystal meth, because remember he said he told Mila that they remember he gets crazy on meth, and he told Mila and I think his dad that he was using meth. So maybe they were too. Maybe they're using cocaine and meth, or maybe she just took some Adderall or something on the side. I mean, we don't know because they didn't do a freaking toxicology on Wade. I'm pretty sure they didn't, which is stupid. I don't get why they didn't. But anyway, it says yes, it can show up as amphetamine in a drug test. This is because methamphetamine is metabolized into amphetamine in the body. Both substances are central nervous system stimulants and are part of the amphetamine class of drugs. Um, but anyway, so it could possibly be, or it could even be, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think we'll ever know. But this is their, they go on to explain it. And basically, a lot of the stuff that I read is they do a little shortened version of the stuff, but we could do the weed stuff if you want to look. Amphetamine related fatalities ranging from 500 to 41,000, but she had 260, which is pretty high because I mean, fatalities are 500. So, I mean, yeah, they were pretty freaking high. Um, and if you look at this, it says following a single oral dose of 10 milligram amphetamine, reported a blood concentration of only 40, following a 30 milligram of only 100. She had 260. And I bet you this was hours after doing it, I feel like, because I'm pretty sure from what her friend said, she was ready for bed. Like she was going to go to bed. Even Wade, right? She said, didn't he even say something like she was going to bed? And I think he freaking attacked her when she was laying in her bed. So obviously she didn't just take the amphetamine anytime. Like it had to be a couple hours before she was ready for bed, I would say. If it was Adderall. Now, if it was meth, no, I mean, I don't know. I guess everybody's different, but all right. And it depends how long you're up. Because I'm trying to think, like, when I did meth, like, would I be going to bed a couple hours after? Or like an hour? No, probably not an hour. Couple hours, depending if what else I was on, and also depending on how many days I was already up and using, So there's so many other factors that it depends. Um, Yeah, when admitted to emergency room for cocaine-related medical complaints, they range from 1280 nanograms per milliliter. Hers was 1100. I mean, they were using, which I mean, no judgment. I'm just saying they were, I mean, they were definitely getting high. Um, yeah, the average blood cocaine concentration is 906, impaired drivers was 87, and hers under the cocaine was 250. Now let's see THC because I didn't look that one up. So THC, what did she test? Hold on, let's see. So for the delta 9 carboxy THC, right here, she has 24. So it says the usual peak concentrations for 1.75 or 3.55% of THC marijuana cigarettes are 10 to 101 nanograms of per milliliter. Hers was 24. Attained 32 to 240 minutes after beginning smoking, with a slow decline thereafter. So I bet you they were smoking that night. It's hard to tell though, because 240 minutes. I mean, she could have just been smoking it earlier that day a lot. I mean, I don't know. As far as this metabolite, like how long that, you know what I'm saying? Because THC stays in your freaking system so long. But this specific one, I don't know if this is more like, recent use type thing, but regardless, I don't even can really consider weed a drug. I mean, I guess it's a medicine, like, I guess it is a drug, I mean, because it's but I don't consider it, like, bad at all, like, I just don't s I think it has, like, just so many good things, that it does, like, I don't feel like it's that it impairs your I feel like it makes you think more clear rather than impairs you of, like, thinking and doing stupid things, and it makes you actually be smarter on your decisions, at least that with my experience, I feel like it makes me see the world, like, more clear of what it really is, than rather than, I remember I miss being able to do that because, like, sometimes if you're just, like, grumpy or, like, edgy or annoyed with people, if you do it, it just, like, makes you realize I don't know, it just always makes me, like people more and more happy and, like but not, like, because I'm, like, numbing myself, it's because I'm thinking, like, more positive, and I'm thinking, like, more clear and, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's not because it's, like every other drug, like, has this numbing thing, that it's an escape. Weed is, like, the opposite, it's not an escape, it makes you, like, right there with reality, but in, like I guess it depends, cause like, I guess I'm, like, a pretty happy person, so it makes me it more positive, but it's not numbing, it's, like, reality, but good. I don't know. I do miss it. Um, okay, so these are all just reporting limits, which is just a reporting limit is defined as the smallest concentration of a chemical that can be reported by a lab. If a lab is unable to detect a chemical in a sample, it does not necessarily mean that the chemical is absent from the sample altogether. So these levels mean nothing to the person. It's the reporting limit. So the smallest amount how did it word it again? Hold on. The smallest concentration of the chemical that can be reported. So the smallest amount of amphetamine is 5 nanograms per milliliter. It's the reporting limit, like the smallest amount. So these are not specific to her. It's just these are the what they go by. But and they did do this right here, this mass spectrometry or whatever. That's what they do a first test, and then they have to confirm it with that next test that confirms it. Remember we learned I didn't know that actually how that worked until the last toxology. Well, who was it? Remember? I was because I'm always learning from this stuff because you have to look up terms. And you look at and it's like it confirms it, like because it could be like I guess it could even be like a false positive, or it just basically confirms that what the first test said is correct, So yeah, these are all confirmed that that was in. Um, but yeah, that's all, guys. That's all of it. But this probably means that they probably did test for all of these, I'm guessing. But that's all she had in her system. So yeah, hopefully I wasn't talking too fast there. I'm sweating. Let me oh thanks, Kate. Oh, so there here, let me screenshot this. Well, I don't want to confuse it from the last giveaway. Because this will be well, we didn't make it though. Did we make it? Hold on. We only got 5. Well, we'll have to try again next time because I wait till we make the goal, but you guys will be added. So when we make it, you'll be entered. The people that contribute will be entered. So let me take a screenshot. And then next one, I'll do the giveaway from that last one where we did make the goal. Um, and yeah. Oh shoot, hold on. Hold on a second. I freaking sometimes it blurs the names out and I have to hold on a second. Gosh darn it. Let me go down. Okay. Wait, these are the ones from the last one. Okay. Then that'll be that one. All right. Okay. So let me take another picture of these. Okay. Well, we'll try next time, guys. Who? Michelle? Oh, no. They will not release like messages from death row. I already tried. I mean, I could try again, but oh, thank you. CB just sent this from, look at this, guys. Thank you. Check this out. Hold on. Let me see that. But about the rod, it did have her DNA on it. K Court. Hold on, I'll show you. Don't leave yet because this is important. About the rod. It is in the report. Look. Hold on, let me bring it up. CB just emailed me a part of the report. All right, 1 second. Okay. Don't leave, guys. This is important. Look at this. Okay, so it says forensic testing was performed on numerous items of evidence in relation to both the murders. The knots of the bedding and clothing items used to wrap Melton's body had DNA on them and matched both Melton and the defendant. The curtain rod had Melton's DNA on the end that was stained, and both Melton's and defendant's DNA was on the handle. The blood stains inside Melton's car were swabbed and tested for DNA and were found to match Diane. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it's still not 100% that was just because the DNA, but I mean, it it doesn't exclude it. It makes it chances that, yeah, it could have been because it does have her DNA is stained. What does that mean, stained? Like the rod was actually stained? Am I reading that right? Because it is just what it says, or is that like a term that means something different in this terminology? You know? Oh, yeah, I don't know. My conclusion is I think I can't say for sure, but from the injuries, I can't exclude it. I mean, it does look like it's possible he did stick it in both or anal and vaginal. It's possible. Like I think it is a possible thing from the injuries. It's not for sure, but it didn't like tell me that it didn't happen. It was leaning me more towards that he did, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Um, from what I read, do you think he did use that rod, or no? I mean, do you think he did stick it in her or no? From hearing the results, like I said, I can't say 100%, but there's a chance. Hmm. All right, guys. Um, Sorry I was a little grumposaurus, but I feel like I don't know why. I feel like this week I'll be better. I don't know why. I go through that sometimes where I'm just like so tired. I cannot get energy. I'm getting a new bed. And that's another thing that's been horrible. My bed is like 30 years old. It's my parents' old bed from like 30 years old bed mattress, I mean. And, oh my god, recently it's been killing me, like, I wake up and my back hurts so freaking bad, and usually I have issues with my lower back, but it's my upper back. It's so painful, even, like, when I'm sleeping, like, I'll turn to the side and I'll just be like, "Oh my god, this hurts so bad," and I'm just like and I'm thinking, "Oh my god, when I wake up, I'm gonna be so painful," and I wake up and I'm just like killing, like, it hurts so bad, so I'm getting a new mattress this coming Tuesday, so I'm hoping that'll make me feel better. Because it's like, you go to sleep I was thinking like, "Gosh, I'm just, like, so old and put so much crap trauma on my body that this is my life now. I'm just gonna have to, like, be in pain as I sleep." But I slept in my mom's bed last week, like, 2 nights, not one single pain, so I'm like, "It's not, like, my age or my body, it's my bed." So I got the same bed as her because she had gotten a new mattress, like, less than a year ago, so I got the same one. I had to. It's like, "Oh my god." I don't now it's like I'm dreading going to bed. It's so bad. No, it's this bed, it actually it moves. You could recline it up or down, and it's so soft. I hope. See, she has a king, I have a queen, so I'm hoping it will be the same softness, I hope. Because 'cause I'm like, "You know what?" That's why I slept with her a couple nights last week because I wanted to test it out to see. Because I was like, "I gotta see if it's, like, my body I just did too much damage to, and I just have to suffer, or is it my bed?" And it's definitely my bed, so, I just hope that because mine's a queen, it'll be just as soft. It's so soft. I mean, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a cloud almost. It's so amazing. And you could like recline, like you could like well, what you do is you get the mattress. The mattress is the mattress, but then I got the stand that goes under it where you could recline it up. You could recline the legs up and recline it up. It like moves up and down basically. So I don't know if that was the difference because well, the mattress is so soft, but also my mom keeps it on like a little bit of a recline up. So maybe that helps too. And the feet are a little up. So that could help too. But oh my god. Not even one single pain sleeping in her bed. And then I sleep in mine and I'm like dreading going to bed. Um, so I'm hoping maybe that I don't think I'm getting um proper sleep. Like I don't think I'm resting. I think that's why I'm so tired. And then the pain, and it's just, like, dreading it, so I'm just, like, grumpy thinking about, like, I can't even get good rest. Like, yesterday, I was like, "I'm not going to my bed." So I freaking because I don't wanna when I sleep in my mom's bed, I love it, no pain, but my grandma's comes in all through the night. I don't know how my mom does it. It's like, so you're still, I guess, waking up, but still you get better sleep because I'm not waking up in pain. But so yesterday, I was like, "I'm not going to my bed," so I just, like, fell asleep downstairs on the recliner. But that's not that like, my butt was hurting because it's like you're sitting and my neck was hurting, not the same spot my back, so I at, like, 3 in the morning, I came up and slept in my bed, but then I'm like, "Oh, I can't." My mom's like, "You could sleep in my bed until you get your bed." I'm like, "I know, but I don't know, I guess I should." But anyway, so I'm hoping Tuesday I get my bed, that I'll be in a better mood after that. I really have high hopes that that's why one of the reasons I'm so tired and grumpy. Oh, I have. Oh, I always have a pillow between my legs, but then I got my mom got me this pillow. So I used to just use a regular pillow between my legs. I have to. If I sleep on my side or if I sleep on my back, I have to have it under my knees. And if I sleep on my side, I have to have it between or my hips kill. So, but my mom found this, like, got me this years ago. She got me this pillow that goes like in between. It's like this little pillow that's for that. You just put in between your legs. And it's actually for that, has a little curve or whatever. I actually need a new one because it's getting kind of wore out. I should order that. But I don't know if I'll need it because when I was with in my mom's, I don't need it because when you're like sleeping on an incline, you don't it's weird. Like you don't really need it for that. But yeah, I had to. Like I can't, like, I'm dreading sleep, and it's like it's something I had to spend my money is, like, to sleep. I was like, "I have to. I can't even do it anymore. I can't." I can't 2 nights ago, I, like, woke up and I wanted to cry. My back hurts so unbelievably bad. Like, I could almost not even stand up. It hurts so and usually I'll go downstairs, I'll eat breakfast, and I'll stand up. I couldn't. I had to hurry up and go on the recliner and, like, sit back because I couldn't even barely stand. It was hurting. So, I was like, I have to do it. I have to. It's a like, it's something that's like a necessity. Oh, how much is that? I don't even know what kind mine is. I just my mom went in and got the information, and I don't know. It was just the same kind of hers or whatever. She talked to the guy, it's the same kind of hers, but it's a queen, and then she gave me his number, and this is the card with his number, but it doesn't even say what kind it is, so I don't even know what it I don't care, I just know I liked it, and my mom's oh, no, but I've been thinking about it. I have in my life before, but I haven't in a while. I've been actually thinking, like, I should go to one. I might. I've been thinking that in the last month, I've been thinking, "Man, I gotta find a good chiropractor that I could afford maybe and see how much like, get a price. Cause cause my mattress is, like, 30 years old. It's like it was like I said, it was my parents' old one. It's like, yeah, no wonder why it's so bad. Um, I don't I could ask my mom if she has a topper. I'm just gonna get whatever my mom has. I don't think she does. If she does, I'm gonna have to get one. I better ask her that. Yeah, then that makes sense. Yeah, then that's more confirming that he did stick it up her probably. Ugh, I do. I think he did. And I think he actually had sex with her, like, anally, for sure, anally, I don't know, vaginally afterwards. I do. Or maybe even both. I don't know. I think because she had a lot of trauma down there, but in both areas. And yeah, it could have been just from rough sex, I guess, but I don't know why. I just think that he did. 'Cause, like, it wasn't just one injury. Like, you read one, it says it could be from rough, but she had him, there was a lot of stuff that could so she's getting, like, all of that injury and you know what I'm saying? All of it from that. The combination makes me think that it was forced. It was something forced that he did with her. So, probably during like, what he was doing or after, but the rod, I think, was after, yeah. If like I said, just my opinion, allegedly, I don't know. It just oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I know. I'm like, "Mom, what is it called?" Because I was online. "I don't know." She couldn't figure it out. And then she's like, "I'll just go in there and just, like, tell them." So she just went in there, and then I called him to pay for it. And she just put in the order for, like, the same thing she had, but queen. And then she just gave me the number so I could pay. And then I didn't even ask because, like I said, it was just so good. So hopefully it'll be good. All right, I'm gonna go, guys. Mm. Sounds like there's a bunch of people outside. I mean, my mom has the TV on, but is there like a holiday right now? What's today? It's Sunday. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys probably Tuesday. I don't think I'll be doing a live tomorrow, but maybe I'll do it Tuesday. Noticed what? Okay, court. Yes, I wanna be. Wait, notice what, K-Court? I'm nosy. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's what I think too. I think there's a good chance he was doing it, like, while yeah, that's what I was thinking. Uh, alright, guys, I'll see ya. Bye, bye. Oh, wait, he never said he was using meth. He said, "Remember that guy offered me drugs and a lot." No, he did tell, he told Mila he was using meth. Yeah, he did. He's like, "Remember, because meth is the drug that makes him mean." He most certainly did tell, Mila that he was using meth. I think his dad too. I'm not 100% on the dad, but I think he did say his dad, but for sure Mila, because that was the drug that makes him all crazy, supposedly, that Mila knew. So when he told her, yeah, we're doing meth, because she knows that like basically was an excuse for him to act crazy. Well, you know how meth does me, so like that's why, because I was doing that. So yeah, he did. He told Mila that. I don't know. I don't know. It's stupid. I know it does not make sense. Like, why wouldn't they have? I don't think, now I can't say 100%, but from remember months ago, and I can't remember why, but I had mentioned it in live, and for some reason, like I said, back then I was like, it was all fresh, I went through like all Lee County, all the documents and all the everything. I was going through all of that, all the arrest, incident reports, all that. So it was all fresh in my mind. I had just watched the trial, so everything was really fresh. So I don't remember what it was, but I know in that moment, I was thinking, like, from what was out there, that they did not give him one. I don't know why. But remember, I had mentioned it, like, we were talking about, like, why wouldn't they have? That's stupid. Like, we didn't understand. So there was something, like I said, I don't know if he said it or it was in the documentation, but there's something that made us all believe that they did not give him a drug test, a toxicology. So, but I can't remember why. So I don't think they did, but I can't say 100% because I don't remember if it's something in the documentation or if it was something they told me maybe when I was trying to order something, or something, maybe did he tell his dad that or something? There was something that made us all think he didn't, but I'll see. I'll try to order it, but I don't think it exists. I really don't. Um, which it is. It's weird because they should definitely 100% of drug tested him, knowing, especially knowing that they were using drugs that night and what happened. And like, and the thing is like, that's a missed opportunity because if you don't get it within a couple days, a lot of those drugs are going to be out of your system by then. So, yeah. Oh, thanks. One chance. If I get it, I ordered it, so if I get it, yeah, but I mean, we'll see if they send it to me, yeah. I don't have it yet, though. He did say that. He said it to Mila, Kayden, go listen to the Mila calls. Does anybody remember him saying that he did meth to Mila when they were talking? Yeah, and K Court, she's like the expert on this, K Court. Your memory is better than mine, but I remember that actually. I mean, that I remember. That's one of the things that he said that he did to Mila, and it was like a thing that makes him crazy. So I think the thing is I never knew if he was telling the truth because it was almost like she knew how he got on meth. So I feel like he was saying that to use it as an excuse because she's like, oh, that's why you acted that way. We know how you get on meth. So therefore, it gives him a little bit of excuse how he acted crazy. So I never knew if he was lying or did he really take it, but he definitely said he took it to Mila. And I feel like he even, for sure Mila, but I even feel like he said it to other people too. I can't say it with as much confidence, but 100% Mila, other people, I almost remember too. Um, yeah, he did. Yeah, he said that too. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, conspiracy therapist. Oh, he did. And remember how he freaking wanted wait, what was it? Oh yeah, remember how he wanted to freaking see what he did to Diane? Remember? He wanted them so bad to take for him to like be able to see. Because what did he say? What was it? Didn't he say something to somebody or oh, see, this stuff is almost a year now old in my mind, some of this stuff. So I don't, it's not as fresh in my mind as there was something where I know he was offered, a burger. He wanted like a burger and fries, but it was almost like he wanted to see what he did. He wanted them to take him there so he could see what he did. But wasn't there something that he said? He said something like he wanted to see what he did to almost I don't know if it was in a phone call to somebody, but to almost see like he was almost like insinuating to see like how bad it was or something, but like it was more I feel like because he wanted to see it for gratification because he's sick and he wanted to gets off on that crap. I forget who he said that to though. I don't know. There's been so much crap now. I forget who. Cake or do you remember? Oh, thanks. So there's that. I know. Yeah, that too. That's sick. How he was. Remember how he's selling those? That guy said he was selling them, like selling Christine's without, like her head, like maybe her face was in it. No, I don't think. Wasn't it just her body or something? But they didn't know like it was she was dead. Like oh my God, he's sick because he took him from the Discovery and then he was selling them to guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Bye, guys. I'll see you probably Tuesday.